What's up? It's your boy Demise back at it again with another video. In today's video we're checking out Horse Shorts Party. It's gonna be link in description. Please YouTube don't copyright me. These are always so stupid. Top it, dance move.
I went on a vacation to Serbia last month. It was a solo trip and I found a pretty good deal on a hotel room. It was pretty chill in the beginning, honestly. I spent most of my time in the room surfing the internet when I wasn't out sightseeing. It was there that I came across a rumor going viral about a phenomenon called the Dancing Lady, who terrorizes people at night. I was extremely skeptical, but I decided I would check it out to see if it was true later that night. I had brought my camera with me, so I figured I would record everything I saw for proof. For the rest of the day, I got a little antsy while I waited for the sun to go down, and for it to be late enough for me to explore. I was sure that none of the rumors were true, but I still felt pretty nervous about going out that late at night. I killed time by watching TV and picking at a little hole in the couch chair until it was time. When it was finally dark enough, I grabbed my camera and headed out. I then started walking the streets of Serbia, looking for any evidence of this supposed dancing lady. It was around 1 or 2 a.m. and completely deserted. There was nothing around. I guess everyone was asleep by that point. It was practically pitch black too. The only light was from the street lamps and the reflective light shining from the moon in the sky. I felt a little uneasy as I was in a different country and I didn't know what to expect. I started feeling like my paranoia was getting to me, like I was being watched. For a second, I thought about turning back, but I decided to go through with it because I was sure that it was all in my head. As I walked around the area with my camera, I didn't see a thing. I was startled by a few rats at one point, but other than that, I was apparently the only living thing out there at that time of night. After a couple hours, I was ready to call it a night, but that's when I saw a figure ahead of me. I couldn't make out who or what this figure was.
I want to point out that he literally this man went outside and got his fucking camera and went over there and he was like, oh, you know, she's there. Weren't you looking for her? Anyways.
All I saw was that it was moving awkwardly. I started to move in a little closer and get a better glance at this thing. I then got a little closer, and then a little more closer, until I could make out that the figure was some woman dancing like a lunatic. If I had to describe it, I would say that it looked like someone vomiting while flailing their arms wildly. It was like no dancing that I had ever seen before. The movements were jerky and random, and it didn't look fully human. I got even closer, and by this point I was totally mesmerized by this woman. I began to film her, scared out of my mind at the idea that this could be the woman that everyone was talking about. Then she slowly turned around to face me. That's when I was greeted by the scariest face I had ever seen. She was giving me this giant, terrifying smile that made her look like some sort of demon. I was scared out of my mind and felt frozen to the spot where I stood. The woman slowly moved towards me. Then she suddenly emitted a piercing shriek that made me wince at the sheer volume of it. She looked me dead in the eyes, and with the same horrifying smile on her face, she said,
"Your mother's soul is mine."
She then pulled knives out of nowhere and began to run straight at me. I decided to get the hell out of there and run as fast as I could in the opposite direction. I could hear her chasing me, and I forced myself to go even faster. I ran non-stop for what felt like forever. I finally made it to my hotel and ran inside. I didn't stop until I was in my room with the door locked behind me. I looked out of the window to see if the woman had followed me there, but I saw nothing. The street was empty. I watched the footage from my camera to make sure that I wasn't going crazy, but it was all there. I was still amazed, but also creeped the hell out. It just looked so unnatural. The scream was still ringing in my ears. I decided to go to bed to try to sleep it off. Later that night, I was still awake. I had been tossing and turning all night. I couldn't get what the woman had said about my mother out of my mind. Her soul was hers? What the hell did that even mean? I decided to call my mom despite it being 4:30 in the morning. I just needed to be sure she was okay. But when I called her, I heard the most shocking thing ever. My mom picked up and started crying like a maniac.
Mom, what is it? What's wrong?
I mean, I can't be mad. Whatever. I got no sympathy for you, bro. I mean, you did that to yourself. You went out looking
Hello,
for
sir.
that lady.
Please open the door. We have important news that we need to disclose to you. Hello, sir. You need to answer the door or we're gonna have to open it ourselves.
Sir, are you all right? I'm so sorry, but your father just called and said he's been trying to get in touch with you. Your mother has passed away unexpectedly. I'm so sorry for your loss.
No! Why? Why?
It's okay, sir. You're gonna be all right.
This story was inspired by an incident that happened to a Serbian man who claimed to embark on his own investigation when hearing about others' encounters with strange phenomenon. Upon his investigation, he brought a camera out and ventured out into the streets of Serbia. A woman who appeared to be dancing in the same peculiar manner as portrayed online. Upon realizing his presence, the woman then shouted at the man saying something in the lines of, "Your mother's soul is mine." Frightened, the man immediately left the scene and stayed put in his hotel room. Since then, the woman has caused a frenzy amongst the online world, triggering a surge in searches for additional information.
No sympathy. You did it to your damn self. Oh my, is this another? Oh, not this edited style, bro.
I'm going for a jog.
Okay, don't stay out too late. Dinner will be ready soon.
Don't worry, I'll be back soon. Okay, gonna try for 3 miles this time. Ow! What the hell? Hey, did you throw this?
Keep running, fatty!
Hey, stop that!
Or what? You gonna catch us?
Yeah, get back here!
Ow!
Damn! Come back here, you punks! What a bunch of jerks. Can't believe this crap. Ah! Oh. What do you want, man? Jeez, who pissed in your cereal? It's nothing. What's up? You want to play some COD? Nah, not right now. I'm running. Running? Why would you make yourself suffer like that? I'm trying to get into shape, man. I don't want to be a couch potato playing Call of Duty all day forever. I want to be clubbing and dance with some babes.
Nothing
What
wrong
a
with
load
that.
of bull. You don't even know how to approach a dancing chick. Only because I've never had any practice. Do you think people just magically get good at talking to girls? Well, you've never even... What did you say? You cut out. Hello? Whatever. Gross. I should just give up and go home to shower. No, that's what those jerks want. I'll keep going, X and all. Where did she come from? And
Oh
what are
my
they doing in the
gosh.
middle of the road? Is this another stupid prank? No, but what kind of dance is that? Some kind of Fortnite emote? No, stop that. Don't think about a dumb video game right now. This is the moment to practice talking to dancing chicks. It's perfect. She's right there
T-pose
and
with
nobody's
legs.
around, so if I screw up, nobody will see. Alright, now I should stop talking to myself or I'll seem creepy. look like I'm covered in raw eggs or anything. She looks a little older than I thought. What is she wearing? Where are her shoes? Okay, don't wuss out. Hey! How's your night going? Hello? What kind of dance is that?
Oh my.
You should have never left your mother alone.
What? I didn't. I just left. What are you talking about? Oh, God. Please don't still be out there. Why?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That jump scare gave me goosebumps.
Why is this happening to me? Just leave me alone. You're not getting in here. Mom, help me! Mom? What's going on? Mom? No, not you two. Please, stop. Why are you doing this? I don't understand.
L caption. Instead of not YouTube, it said YouTube.
Please just look at me. This story was inspired by a video of the Serbian lady captured by a group of teenagers near the city hospital. As shown in the clip, the woman's dance moves are always similar and strange looking, like the rest of the clips you see of her online. Here, you can see that she dances alone in the middle of the road, or somewhere, and when she sees someone filming her, the woman chases them with a knife, which is very scary to watch and confront in real life. Since the videos have been released to the internet, no one has a clue about her appearance, looks, and where she's from, so the attributes of her age currently need to be added to public sources. But from a few testimonies of some witnesses, they describe her to be a very old, creepy, decaying woman that looks like she's more dead than alive.
Everything about that evening started out normal. My mother and I were on one of our nightly walks. Even though we both lived together, we were both busy at our respective jobs and didn't have a lot of free time, so the walks were the only opportunity we had to stay connected with each other. Despite how late we would go out, we never ran into any trouble. In fact, it was usually safe and relaxing. However, things would turn out differently that night. My mother and I were walking down our usual path when a distant silhouette of a figure appeared on the street. Even from far away, I was getting strange vibes from them, but I knew my mother's eyesight wasn't as good as mine, so I chose not to interrupt what she was saying at the time to mention it. I didn't want to stress her out over what might...
Let me guess. So you walked up to her and you got scared. Get the fuck out of here.
...be nothing. Unfortunately, as we got closer, it became clear that there was definitely something not right about this woman. She wasn't walking anywhere. She was just dancing erratically. The woman had her arms stretched out and did these weird jerk motions with her feet. It became unsettling real quick when I realized she was doing it without anyone for an audience. When I looked over my shoulder at my mother's face, it was apparent that she was visibly disturbed, a look I haven't seen her make before. I was utterly terrified as I shifted my eyes back at the woman, saying, "What?"
Is that woman okay?
She must be filming a TikTok or something.
I still don't understand what that means.
Don't worry about it, Mom. She should be done by the time we pass her. My best hope was that she was making some kind of dance video. Otherwise, there was no explanation for what she was doing, aside from being a crackhead or just a straight-up lunatic. As we got closer, I was waiting for her to stop dancing and pick up her phone, which she had propped up somewhere, but it never happened. She never moved from that spot, and she never turned around to face us. She just kept dancing. Finally, I got the feeling that we shouldn't go any farther. We stopped walking and stood there,
She's selling her butt on the street. I mean, she's doing the dance for it, bro.
somehow mesmerized, watching this woman continue with her dance. She didn't seem to have any intention of stopping anytime soon. Excuse me, ma'am. What's going on? Is everything okay? Just then, the woman stopped dancing and went totally motionless with her back still turned on us. My mother and I stood frozen as the lady screamed at the top of her lungs, ripping her vocal cords so loud that it made my ears ring.
That lady old as shit. Did y'all hear her bones crack when she just tried to turn the opposite way?
Neither myself or my mother could move a muscle. We just stood there watching the lady dance and contort. I felt like if either one of us moved our feet just an inch, it would set something off. So I stared her down and tried to make human contact with her. I don't know what savior complex I was riding on, but for a moment, it almost seemed like it would work. She was unarmed and at a distance, and even though she was panting and growling like an animal, I could have sworn there was a look in her face, as menacing as she was, that said there was a regular person in there somewhere. Before I knew it, she was looking at us and murmuring the words.
I am the Ambassador of Death.
You're the what? What do you want from us?
I need your mother's soul.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need to resurrect the King of Serbia. Give me it! Give me it! Give me it!
The woman started inching her way towards us as my mother and I slowly backpedaled in fear. But then, all hell broke loose. My world came crashing down when suddenly the woman pulled out a knife in each hand. The woman then charged at us, breaking straight into a full sprint. I knew it would only be a matter of seconds before she closed the gap, so I thought fast and picked up my mother. I carried her over my shoulder as I ran for my life in the other direction. The fear coursing through my body was unbelievable. I was so sure that she would catch up to us. I kept running as fast as I could until I was exhausted, but no matter how tired I was, I didn't plan to stop. I
That ass, though.
just kept running. However, she never did catch up. I ran until I got home. Then I hurried inside the house and locked everything up in case we'd been followed. The weird thing was that my mother was watching the whole chase and said the woman basically vanished as soon as we rounded the first corner. That, combined with the way she moved, makes me think there was something more than just unusual going on with her. It was like all her movements engaged every single muscle in her body. I want to say that there was some kind of inhibitor switch in her brain that got turned off. But when I see her running towards me in my nightmarish memory, it looks inhuman. I ended up writing about it and posting this experience on social media when it happened. I don't know how or why, but it somehow became a huge internet phenomenon. It even resurfaced an old Serbian myth about something called the Dancing Shadow, which is supposedly the ghost of a woman who died in an extra twisted real-life version of Romeo and Juliet. According to the legend, one of the main things you're never supposed to do if you encounter a woman like that is to interact with her or help her in any way, which is exactly the boneheaded thing I did. Given that, I must be very lucky to have gotten out of that situation alive. Since then, lots of other people in Serbia have since claimed that they've seen her too, but I don't know if all those reports are true. Unfortunately, I think it became a joke on TikTok to fake sightings of the Serbian dancing lady. I bet some of them are true, however, because the police never apprehended anyone who could have been her, which means she could still be out there. I don't think anybody came quite as close to becoming her victim as me and my mother. This story was inspired by an incident that happened to a man in a community blog forum. The man claims to have a chilling encounter with a dancing lady while walking with his mother one night. As they noticed a figure dancing in the distance, the lady suddenly charged towards them, uttering profanities and proclaiming herself to be the ambassador of death. The woman then goes on to insist that the man's mother's life was required for an ancient ritual to resurrect the King of Serbia. According to some recent reports since, the woman has been apprehended due to her disturbing behavior, but others claim that the woman had eluded arrest because authorities had a hard time locating her.
That was stupid.